Goes Benedict wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Now let's meet the starting lineup for tonight's game. At forward for Oklahoma, a 6'1" junior from Ada, Oklahoma, number 10, Kenton Hill. At forward for Connecticut, a 6'2" senior from McKeesport, Pennsylvania, number 32, Swin Cash. At forward for Oklahoma, a 5'9" senior from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, number 33, Rosalind Ross. At forward for Connecticut, a 6'2" senior from Dayton, Ohio, number 34, Tamika Williams. At center for Oklahoma, a 6'2" senior from Elkhart, Kansas, number 45, Jamie Calvert. At center for Connecticut, a 6'2" senior from Piscataway, New Jersey, number 15, Asia Jones. At guard for Oklahoma, a 5'9" senior from Ada, Oklahoma, number 20, Lanisha Caulfield. At guard for Connecticut, a 6-foot sophomore from Chino, California, number 3, Diana Taurasi. At guard for Oklahoma, a 6-foot senior from Brockville, Ontario, Canada, number 21, Stacey Dale. At guard for Connecticut, a 5'9" senior from Syosset, New York, number 10, Sue Bird. And introducing the head coaches for the University of Oklahoma, Sherry Cole, and for the University of Connecticut, Gino Auriemma.
Working the sidelines for us tonight, Nancy Lieberman and Michelle Tafoya. We start with Michelle.
Well, Mike, 7 years ago, Sherry Cole was coaching high school basketball, and Gino Auriemma was recruiting her players. And he remembers being so impressed with her as a coach that he thought, next time I need an assistant, I'm calling her. But before he could, she got an interview with Oklahoma. And he called in his endorsement by phone to the Oklahoma athletic director. And the rest is history. But in her first season, as she struggled, she would often call Auriemma, crying and whining, as he likes to put it. And he told her, all you need is time. Well, tonight, just 6 seasons later, she is coaching in the national championship game against her former mentor. Auriemma calls Cole the best young coach in the country. Tonight, he may find out just how good she is. Now let's check in with Nancy.
Well, thanks, Michelle. You know what? Since I arrived in San Antonio, everybody's asked me, Nancy, how do you beat UConn? And I say, it's simple. All you have to do is, one, match baskets with them, and Oklahoma certainly can do that with their shooting game. Then you've got to stop UConn from getting in transition and running the floor on you. Lastly, if Oklahoma can rebound, run, a great UConn defense down the floor, you have a chance to win. It's going to be a great game, but you got to follow the game plan, Mike.
All right, Nancy, I'm sure both of them will be trying to do that. Gino Auriemma going for his third national championship. Oklahoma trying for its first. Scott Yarborough, Lisa Mattingly, and Melissa Barlow, the officials who have the honor of working tonight's championship game. And UConn controls the opening tip. Player of the Year, Sue Bird, will set up the offense.
And Oklahoma will stay in their straight-up man-to-man defense.
Swin Cash backs in, missed the first shot. And a foul underneath on Asia Jones going for the rebound.
Well, I think the other three ways to beat a top team is 1, foul trouble, 2, injuries, and you hope no kid gets injured. And the 3 is poor shooting. And in warm-up, Connecticut looked a little tight.
Ross to Caulfield. Ross, an excellent three-point shooter. Caulfield works in, forces one up from 15 feet, didn't get the bounce, but good hustle by Ross for the offensive rebound.
You know, so much has been made of how offensively powerful these teams are, but defensively, they take pride in what they're able to accomplish. Both these teams are capable of coming up with big steals and stops at key situations.
Well, all UConn has done is match the best ever, allowing only 51.1 points a game over the course of the season. There's a poor pass and picked off by Cash. Missed the shot, got it back. Swin Cash opens the scoring.
So much has been made, and Gino Auriemma has talked about his players, the intensity level that they bring to the game. Just their passion to win for each other.
Caulfield, nice pass inside, and Caton Hill gets the first bucket for the Sooners.
And good execution by Oklahoma. Sherry Cole said, we've just got to be us. Had a chance to talk to her before the game. We'll stay right with them and not be intimidated.
Beautiful scoop by Williams. Quickly down court to Stacey Dales, the All-American guard. She tries to penetrate, kicks it back to Caulfield, and Caulfield is fouled beyond the arc.
Well, here's the thing you hope. Frustration, because what happened in the first meeting with these two teams, 9 players had 4 fouls, and 2 of them fouled out. Both coaches would like to see this game played and not a lot of fouls called, because they felt in that first meeting in December that there was so much stoppage, nobody got into a flow.
There were 49 fouls called in that ball game. It must have lasted forever. Caulfield is an 86% free throw shooter. She misses the first. In fact, she's number 1 all time at Oklahoma. With this one, she has a chance to tie at 4.
I think I talked to Gino Auriemma before the game, and he was talking about how high-powered offensively these two teams are. He said, but we'll run. Don't not look for us to run. We'll get our transition game going, but we want to change the pace. We want to try and make Oklahoma walk the ball up a little bit, make them uncomfortable in their offense.
A nice reach-in steal by Caton Hill, and then Ross trying to make something happen inside, threw it away.
Well, Roslyn Ross coming off a career-high 26 points the other night against Duke. Had the shot, being unselfish. And, you know, both these teams start 4 seniors, so as much information has been given out about the Connecticut team, this Oklahoma has 4 pretty good seniors also.
Little handoff to Bird. Beautiful pass inside by Williams.
And what makes Connecticut so tough, too, Mike, is the fact that their front line team, their players with Swin, Cash, and Williams, they are adept at passing the ball and look for each other.
And catching it. There's another turnover for Oklahoma. Lanisha Caulfield throws it away. That's 3.
Here's the ball inside to Tamika Williams, and look at her split the defense. And you see Cash on the weak side, and that's one thing that Sherry Cole talked about, is that we can't help out too much down low because of the way that they are able to pass the basketball.
Cash got into the lane, knocked away. Bird with a loose ball, leans into it from the baseline, did not get the roll, but Cash was right there to follow.
And you can see Sherry Cole very upset about the non-blockout. She had said to me before the game, it's not the first shot that bothers me. It's the second and third shot that the Huskies are able to get those shots to go down.
Swin Cash was the only one who left her feet and got that rebound.
Sherry Cole, who was the assistant coach with Gino Auriemma this past summer on the Junior World Championship team that went to Czechoslovakia. And they picked up a little bit from each other.
Caulfield cut off at the baseline. Good pass to Talbert. Can't hit the shot, and here comes UConn. Loose ball, stolen, and a foul.
Peyton Hill knocked that ball loose. And right now, Connecticut's getting called for fouls.
Tamika Williams will pick up her second.
Second foul.
Sherry Cole said coming into this game that in a series, we might have a tough time. Best out of 7, best out of 9. But you know what? That one game, we got a chance. And that's what a lot of coaches were saying this weekend, saying Oklahoma believes in themselves that they can beat the Huskies.
Taurasi from 3. But the follow is good. Tamika Williams puts it back in, and this is what Connecticut was able to do in that first meeting. Control the backboards. Asia Jones, in fact, had a career-high 18 rebounds in that game.
That offensive glass is going to do it for Connecticut because they've got the advantage inside, and Connecticut really not pounding the ball inside as of yet. They've taken some outside shots, but it's the offensive rebounding.
They missed a lot of their initial shots, but they've been able to follow, and there is Asia Jones, the senior from Piscataway, and it's 12-4 UConn. Caulfield kicks it back outside. Williams on Stacey Dales. Caulfield cutting, knocked away. Dales got it back, then tries to hit the layup and misses. One and done for the Sooners. Bird, great hesitation, then lost it out of bounds.
Super cannot believe that a foul was not called off that drive.
Connecticut with the early advantage. They're up 12-4 on Oklahoma.
Women in Sports Weekend coming in June to ESPN and...
他们开始寻觅甘露。
败赢之路总比空无滴路好些。
Why do I rent from Enterprise? For more cargo room. More people room. Or more headroom. Enterprise. So easy it's like having a second car. Or third.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Connecticut with the early lead on Oklahoma. Let's go to Michelle Tafoya.
Mike, in the timeout, Gino Auriemma looked at Tamika Williams and said, hey, you have 2 fouls. Don't worry. Keep playing. I'm leaving you in. Don't worry. Then he turned to the rest of the team and he said, hey, all the nervous energy, all the all of the nerves, they're gone now. Let's take it in 4-minute clips from now on, 4 minutes at a time. Mike?
Michelle, I'll tell you where the nerves are right now with Oklahoma. They're down 12-4, and they're just getting wiped out on the boards. Caulfield, nice drive with the left hand.
Well, that and the fact that they were 1 of 5 before that shot was made by Caulfield. Caulfield and Ross have to get involved in the offense. The guards have 60% of the points on this Oklahoma team.
Bird, nice entry pass to Asia Jones, and she gets the easy one. Sue Bird with another assist. She's already broken Jen Rosati's single-season record. And UConn has more assists as a team than any club has ever had. Nice runner by Roswell and Ross.
And Rosalind Ross really has to get on track. Sherry Cole said that she's the one player that fuels everybody else when she starts hitting shots.
14-8 UConn. Pass a little too strong that time, and good hustle by Talbert to get down and tie it up. And the possession arrow will give the ball to the Sooners.
Jamie Talbert doesn't get a lot of credit. She's a senior on this team at 6'2", out of Elkhart, Kansas, and she was a junior transfer, but she fills that role in the middle with her size and just does the little things.
She's had her best game of the year for Texas, and she had her only double-double with 16 and 10, so she's certainly capable. Talbert guarded by Jones. Peyton Hill against the double team. Forced the shot up, somehow got it back, then forced it up over Swin Cash, who intimidated her shot.
And she still knocked it loose.
Bird, no look. Asia Jones.
Peyton Hill had knocked the ball loose, and that gave her teammates the opportunity to get back on transition. They did not, because you can see how well the Huskies pass the ball down the floor, and their big players run so well, even off the trailer, down the middle. Oklahoma's got to do a better job.
Dales with the open look at the three, couldn't hit it. 16-8 Huskies. Asia Jones this time from 16 feet. Peyton Hill, the outlet to Dales. They need to get her involved more in the offense. Caulfield, excellent penetrator. Caulfield has a half dozen.
Well, here's what Gino Ariema says. You see now Diana Taurasi changing the pace of the game. He said, we're capable of scoring a lot of points, and so is Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma would like to have this a high-scoring game, although Sherry Cole told me before the game, no, we can win with a low-scoring game or a high-scoring game. Lanisha Caulfield with a nice pump fake and then goes around the defense, finishing off, going to the basket. And that's the one thing Oklahoma, again, Mike, they've still got to continue to attack and be aggressive. They cannot be intimidated by this Connecticut team.
Williams will go out for Connecticut. Ashley Battle checks in for the first time. The last foul call was on Peyton Hill, her first, and the first against Oklahoma in this half. Bird, excellent defense by Ross. Just picked her pocket on the way up.
Oh, nice pass.
Ross left alone, and credit the passing of Oklahoma for getting that open look, 16-13.
Foul trouble, obviously playing a role in this first half so far. Connecticut, they had some quick calls on them, and they played a little tentative.
Cash back out to Taurasi, 3-second call.
Roslyn Ross with the quick hands, knocking the ball out of Sue Bird. And then she goes down on the other end. She passed the ball out high, and defensively, Connecticut just left Roslyn Ross open. You cannot leave the shooters alone.
Jackson in for the first time for Oklahoma. Caulfield for three. This would tie it. Off the mark. Jackson kept it alive, and good hustle by Peyton Hill to track it down.
And like anything, Mike, it's about execution. Who's going to execute the best within their offense in this game and knock the shots down?
Caulfield backs it out. Peyton Hill got into the lane. Can't hit the shot. Taurasi, nice outlet to Bird. 3-on-1. Cash may have overpassed, but it'll work anyway as Ashley Battle scores.
But to start it out, Diana Taurasi so strong in the upper body to get that ball down half court with the outlet pass to Sue Bird. And they're going to call the ball to Oklahoma.
I thought it was tipped by UConn. That was called. 18-13, 11:53 to go, first half of play.
Connecticut by 5 in the championship game over the Sooners. But see this little masterpiece here? That's Sarah Hughes, who upset Michelle Kwan at the Olympics in Salt Lake. Ever since she was on the cover of SI, her team, Oklahoma, took it, framed it, put it in their locker room. They traveled with it. This has been their inspiration and their motivation. On the back is their team picture. Everybody from the freshmen, soft juniors have added a piece to the puzzle. Guess who has the final piece? That would be Stacey Dales if they win against Connecticut tonight.
Well, right now they're within 5. Jackson travels. And they're going to get Dales back in the ballgame. She got a brief rest.
Well, one of the things, again, Sherry Cole said before the game to me is that we've got to have smart passing. We cannot have the dumb turnovers. If we're going to turn the ball over, we need to do it in transition. We need to have something created, and we're being aggressive. We can't just turn it over when nothing is happening. That is going to hurt us.
And you saw all the points coming from the Connecticut front court. The All-Americans, Bird and Taurasi, have yet to score.
We mentioned Sue Bird was a little tight before the game. She's got to go out here and have fun loosen up a little bit. There's a block shot. Diana Crosby wanted the foul.
Let's check in with Michelle Tafoya.
Well, Mike, in the last timeout, Gino Auriemma was quite animated. He said, we have not gotten one loose ball because we tip it and stand there and watch Oklahoma get it. Also, we can't settle for jump shots. The ball has to go inside, then come out and swing cash. If you get the ball in the lane, don't stand there and hold it for 15 seconds. Get it out to someone quick. He was quite lively, Mike.
To say the least, Michelle.
18-13, UConn with the lead.
And the shot that they're getting, Mike, and the ball they said was blocked, but Connecticut is a little bit standing around. They're looking to get the ball inside, but then the perimeter players, Bird and Trosty, are standing. In the game the other night against Tennessee, they were cutting to the basket an awful lot.
Just like that. But a travel call on Swin Cash as she took the inbound pass. So Connecticut making uncharacteristic errors. That's a half dozen turnovers.
And one thing that Connecticut did so well against Tennessee and all season long was their out-of-bounds play, and they have not looked sharp on their out-of-bounds.
Shannon Selman, number 40, is in for Oklahoma. As Caulfield knocks down the jumper. She has 8 in the first half, and we're back to a 3-point lead.
Caulfield with a nice little crossover going back to the baseline just shook her defense. And you can see Caulfield and Ross are just, and Ross is out of the game right now, Jackson in the game, but they were playing great defense. Diana Crosby with a nice fadeaway with Sales in her face.
Good off-balance jumper. 20-15. Now the first points from the UConn backcourt on that jumper.
Lanisha Caulfield at 5'9". Look at the crossover, sends Bird the other way. Bird was concerned about the pick by Stacey Dales on the high side and went baseline. And again, the open shots Oklahoma's knocking down.
Dales just inside the three-point line. Can't hit it. Knocked out of bounds.
And Gino Auriemma pleading his case to his players. The ball's right there. Go get it.
Gino telling Sue Bird what he wants on this trip down.
Well, he really feels that his players are capable of playing the half-court game and slowing things up. They've done it a lot more this year.
Cash backing in. Strong move to the bucket. Missed the shot that draws the foul.
And the Oklahoma fans wanted the elbow by Swin Cash. She came in the middle. Watch the right elbow. Just kind of, she dips that shoulder right into Stacey Dales. Dales gets called for the foul. But Swin Cash dipping that shoulder. The Oklahoma players be a little bit more aware of it.
Cash, an average free throw shooter. This is the first 69.1 on the year.
And as much as this pace has kind of slowed up for Connecticut, you wonder in a sense, is it hurting them? As far as the transition, they love the transition. They've had it a couple times, and they've scored off it. But in the half court, they're struggling a little bit.
They're such a wonderful running team.
But as I said, Gino Auriemma said before the game that he just wants to make it a little unfamiliar to Oklahoma.
Right now, it may be a little unfamiliar to Connecticut. Caulfield made a good move to get free, then lost the ball inside to Taurasi. Bird's got that fifth gear. Taurasi likes that little fadeaway off-balance jumper. She's hit 2 in a row, and it's 23-15.
She was so strong, and she's gotten so better at putting the ball on the floor.
Nice backdoor cut by Caulfield, but she can't finish. Taurasi, great pass. Hey!
Did you see that?
That was pretty. Swin Cash with 9, and Connecticut has its biggest lead of the game. Dales with a runner. Won't go. Here comes Williams to Taurasi. Ahead to Bird. And Bird drops it off, but a whistle and a foul.
As you said, Mike, it looks like the Huskies feel a lot more comfortable in that transition game. The last 3 possessions, that's what they've done.
Foul was on Selman, her first, and Bird a little slow to get up.
As a freshman, she tore her ACL.
Like 3 minutes into her career.
And could not redshirt that year. They would not give her the redshirt. But sitting on the bench helped her tremendously. And Stacey Dales was a redshirt freshman, tore her ACL, so she's in her 5th year.
Sue Bird has started 117 games for Connecticut. They've won 113 of them. Unbelievable.
And wasn't hurt that much on that shot.
27-15. Undefeated and #1 Connecticut. Playing the second-ranked Sooners of Oklahoma. Again, another good backdoor cut, but they can't get a shot out of it because of Asia Jones' defense. Bird nearly thrown away. Taurasi with a quick shot. A little strong. Here comes Jackson. Taurasi back on defense. Good crossover.
Deanna Jackson, only a freshman, really changes the complexion for Oklahoma. It even gets higher up-tempo for them when she's in the floor. And you really like how the fact that she took the ball right to the basket against Diana Taurasi.
Averages nearly 7.5 off the bench. Taurasi for 3. Hill's been hustling all over the court. She's gotten a lot of loose balls so far. Dales had an open shot and passed on it. Now she drives. Stacey Dales. That's her first bucket, and it couldn't have come at a better time for the Sooners. It cuts the lead back to single digits at 27-19.
We talked about the stars shining. Well, Sue Bird knocked down a 3, and Stacey Dale taking it upon herself, getting her team involved, seeing the wide open lane going to the basket. She missed one earlier, but she knows that she's not going to give up because inside play is wide open. The impressive thing is Oklahoma has continued to attack this defense of Connecticut, and they've stayed right with the Huskies.
Tomorrow on ESPN, Major League Baseball opening day presented by Home Depot. It starts at 1 o'clock Eastern. The Phillies and the Braves. That'll be followed by the Rockies and the Cardinals. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. One of the great times of the year when optimism shines on everybody.
Opening day, Dodger Stadium, Tuesday. We're there.
Michelle, what do you have?
Oh, Mike, Gino Auriemma clearly trying to stop the momentum of Oklahoma by calling that timeout. Told his team, what did I say about taking control of the game? You gave up 2 easy layups. Now get out there and take control of the game, Mike.
And this is with them up by 8.
I want to know if he was animated.
Just like the Disney drawing. Taurasi penetrates this time and drops it off for the easy layup scored by Tamika Williams.
That's the first time that Connecticut has been able to get into the lane like that and with the quick pass down low. That's the kind of passing that Connecticut does so well when they get inside and those short, crisp passes.
Peyton Hill for 3. Boom. Hill a 37% long-range shooter.
And Peyton Hill, a solid player. Only a junior. She'll be back next year. She had 14.6 rebounds against Duke the other night.
Oklahoma hitting 40% early. And a foul on the jump shot by Swin Cash. And that will go against Peyton Hill, her second.
Peyton Hill was a Kansas Player of the Year for sophomore year in '97, and then she transferred to Ada, Oklahoma, and played in Oklahoma. Went to camp for Sherry Cole when she was a sophomore at camp. Felicia Whaley, who was Big 12 Player of the Year, and really the start of this whole program, was the first recruit for Sherry Cole. Felicia Whaley was saying, "You got to get this kid. She's stronger than I am." And Peyton Hill was only a sophomore in high school at that time.
11 points already for Swin Cash. 7:13 to go, first half. Connecticut's passing ability has made a big difference here in the first half. They're up by 9. 31-22, UConn. Let's check in with Nancy Lieberman.
Hey, Mike, if you want to learn how to run a fast break, check this out. UConn gets the rebound, and watch where the outlet pass goes. Right there. Stop it right there. This is the outlet pass. That is Taurasi with the ball. Her shoulders are going up the floor
score. They're not to the sideline. Now they get the numbers. They push tempo, and she can find her bigs on the inside. You wonder why they lead the nation in scoring?
They've done such a good job getting their fast breaks from everywhere on the floor, not just on the wings, but down the middle.
Ross, good long-range shooter, couldn't hit that one, kept alive though, and Ross got it back. Jackson, good pass to the open Caulfield. Ross again under pressure from Tarazi. It's a 2, but it's good.
They call her the silent killer. She comes up with the big shots at key times.
Tarazi goes baseline, had it knocked away.
Roslyn Ross, a third-team Big 12. Little pump fake right there, gets Tarazi off her feet. And really, Roslyn Ross is not intimidated by anybody.
Casey Jones back in the game, misses the short jumper. Here comes Caulfield.
It's interesting talking to a lot of people here this weekend saying, well, Roslyn Ross has a mismatch. She can't stay with the Connecticut people. They're too big. And I just think, size, you can't, doesn't matter how tall you are, it's the size of the heart. And Roslyn Ross definitely has that heart.
Sure does. We've seen that already after she had the career high against Duke in the semifinals. Williams with a miss. Nice outlet by Talbert. Caulfield one-on-one into the lane. Kicks it back outside. Ross open for 3. Rimmed out. Nice rebound, and Maria Conlon is on the court for the first time.
That would have been a huge basket.
Yes, it would. Would have cut it to 4. Bird with a chance to get a little breather with a 7-point lead.
Connecticut, though, in their half court, the last possession, it's not the kind of shot that I think that they want within the offense.
Casey Jones was open, finally got the ball, then lost it. Jackson to Ross. Oh, a nice first step. Dale's running the baseline. They get her free for the jumper.
Well, Sherry Cole has gone to that 4-guard offense, and Talbot is in the middle. She feels that Connecticut has a tougher time matching up because of their quickness. That Connecticut's big players that Gino Auriemma has out on the floor have a more difficult time going out on the perimeter.
Tarazi being very deliberate, bringing it up. And this is going to be a reach-in foul on Talbot. Let's go to Michelle.
Well, Mike and Anna, you notice how much Connecticut is slowing this game up. They lead 31-24, but don't let the score fool you. Gino Auriemma continuing to ask his team to take deep breaths and relax, and that's why he's slowing down the offense. Instead of having them just run up and down the floor, he's trying to get them into something half-court and calm them down. Mike, Annie?
All right, Michelle, thanks very much. This is Conlon. Asia Jones has had a good first half, knocks this one down.
Well, as you said, it's been the big players inside. 11 of 14 from the front line for the Huskies, and only 3 of 9 in the backcourt for the Huskies.
Jones has 8. The lead is back to 9. Little weave outside for Ross. Jackson in the lane, got the bounce.
Jackson the other night against Duke was a little nervous when she came into the game, and Sherry Cole told her, just shoot the ball, you'll be okay.
She can give you points in a hurry coming off the bench. Bird's back in there with Conlon in the backcourt. And this was an offensive foul, I believe, on Swing Cash. That will be her first, the 5th team foul. Both teams have committed 5 here in the half.
Swin Cash getting position, and you see that left arm going way outside. Stacey Dale's also doing a good job making herself go wide, so it looks like it's really a big hold out there.
You straighten that arm out, that's usually a good signal for the official to make a call. Approaching the 4-minute mark of the first half, 33-26. Jackson. Good pass to Stacey Dales. She scored over Jones. 4 for Dales.
Not only a quick pass, but a quick shot by Dales because Ashley Battle was coming over to help out on the weak side. But good play, and we talked so much the other night about Connecticut and their bounce passes. Oklahoma's had some pretty good bounce passes.
There's the travel. And they have defended the bounce passes of Connecticut rather well, too. UConn is up, but only by 5.
going to be light for me and wedding.
You would think that Sherry Cole, her team was up by 5. She is so positive in her huddle, high-fiving, just communicating with her players, and she just keep attacking. Defensively, just jump to the ball and beat their post to their spot. They're going to have to do a better job of that because the triplets have really hurt them in this game.
She's a marvelous story, Nancy, coming out of high school to take over the program, and in only 6 years she has them playing for a national championship. Good cross-court pass to Jackson. Wide open. Is that funny rotation on the shot.
Something like that shot put.
Yeah, and it comes out spinning at about a 30-degree angle instead of straight up and down. Nice steal by Jackson. Moore got back very well.
Oklahoma has had very active hands in this first half.
Calvert against the double team. A good pass against the baseline. Ross.
And this is the one thing that Sherry Cole talked about also. Runs. They did not want Connecticut to get runs. Oklahoma has missed a couple shots.
Daisy Jones fouled on the double team as she went to the hoop.
And that's really about the first time it looked like a run. Even though Connecticut didn't score off that, they've gotten a couple transition baskets, but there you see the push down by Asia Jones gets away with it. And Caulfield says, you're not going to get that shot off.
Boy, did she ever.
Good foul. Just make sure she didn't even have an attempt.
Go to Michelle.
Mike Gino Auriemma in the last time out told his team, we are not shooting the basketball until it is passed 3 times. Luckily that time for the players, they got fouled before they passed 3 times.
Like the old North Carolina offense. Jones, who was not a good free throw shooter, only 60%. Misses the first. Oklahoma certainly acquitting itself very well in this first half. They're only down by 6. And we only have 2:52 to go in the half. Remember, the last time they played into the second half, it was only a 4-point game. So Oklahoma already believes that they can hang with UConn, even though they're 38-0. Ross took her eye off of it, fortunate to get it back.
And in that game, Diana Crosby didn't score a point in the first half. All her 18 points came in the second half.
Dales picked up on the drive, somehow adjusted the shot and hit it. Dales has 6.
The one thing that has helped Dales this year is that last summer she was in the Olympics playing for Canada, and she also had 5 new players on this team where she felt that she had to really take the load off, and the team went to her. Roz Roslin and the other seniors after the Iowa State game, they lost, and they went down and said, you got to take the leadership role.
That's an offensive foul on Swin Cash, her second. She just took too long to make up her mind. Had the early open, hesitated, and it cost her.
Well, she had the shot right away, but not only that, you see the good defense by Caulfield taking the charge, but you're not seeing this extra pass by Connecticut right now.
The turnover story, Connecticut already with 11. Normally, they have half their opponents. Tonight, they have twice as many. Jackson, Calvert, couldn't hit it.
But it was a wide-open shot. Again, this 4-guard offense by Oklahoma.
There's Bird. She loves to run because she's so good in the open court. The player of the year hits the jumper. That's a 4-point turnaround.
That's the one thing that Gino Auriemma says about Sue Bird. Nobody wants to win as much as she does. When you put the ball in her hands, she's going to make it.
And 95% of the time, it's very good. Taurasi. Check it. I thought they were going to call a foul on Taurasi. They called a travel underneath, I believe.
Break situation, the long pass to Bird. You can see how she sizes up the defense. The defense was falling back. She was left wide open for the shot. The ability to not only take that shot, but also...
Here's a backcourt comparison. It's been Dales and Caulfield outscoring Bird and Taurasi. But Caulfield just picked up her second personal foul, something Sherry Cole went slightly ballistic over. And it will send Sue Bird to the free throw line.
And Sherry Cole said, Lanisha Caulfield is the one that has to play 40 minutes. She had in the game for us. And it's not her offense. I mean, she can make things happen on the offensive end, but it's her defense.
Sue Bird hits them both. She scored the last 4, and it's back to an 8-point lead with 1:15 to go in the half. Bird is a rally killer. She can just come down and hit those big shots one after the other. Here she goes again on the run. 2 on 3. Somehow she found more cutting to the basket. Got eyes in the back of her head, trailing her.
What a pass to Bird.
40-30.
We talk so much about the big players for Connecticut, how well they run the floor and how well they trail.
Dales on a double clutch. Again, good defense by UConn. And the Huskies putting on a burst here at the end of the half.
A fast break to the ball is in Bird's hands, and we talked about her making it happen for her teammates. That time, instead of pulling up for a jumper or going all the way, she has the presence of mind of seeing the whole floor.
The 10-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Good head fake by Bird to get open. Doesn't get the roll, but Swin Cash has to follow. 8 in a row for Oklahoma, or 8 in a row for UConn against Oklahoma. So what was coming quite close, pushed back to a comfortable margin by the undefeated Huskies.
First time Sherry call a timeout to stop the run. But you see Sue Bird has the nice shot. She kept her dribble alive off the double team, and Swin Cash on the offensive board. In spurts, Connecticut has been able to hit the glass and come up with key baskets.
And Talbert just looked tired on that last rebound. Like she couldn't go up with Cash again. 29,000 on hand here at the Alamo Dome for the National Championship game. It was 34-30. Oklahoma had a shot at a 3-footer that would have cut it to 2, but since then Connecticut has hit the last 8 points, and Sue Bird has 4 of them.
You know, Connecticut did this the other night against Tennessee, where they went on runs against Tennessee. It was just stop the bleeding.
Oklahoma with the last opportunity to shoot. Dumps it down to Talbert. 1/10 of a second on the clock. Coming up, the Marriott halftime report. Robin, Vera, and Nell will have images of the tournament. First half analysis for us. Catch and shoot. Hill put the ball on and had no chance. So a late burst by UConn, and nothing run in the closing moments of the half gives them a 12-point lead over Oklahoma. Michelle is standing by with Gino Auriemma.
Thanks, Mike. A nice run to close out the first half. Do you feel like the jitters are finally all worked out of this team?
I don't know. I don't think they're going to be worked out till about midnight tonight. You know, the game is being played at a little bit of a frenetic pace, you know, and I'm afraid that that's more to Oklahoma's liking. You know, we would like to play the game under a more controlled pace, and we're going to have to do that in the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thanks, Michelle.
Mike?
All right, thank you very much, Michelle. 42-30 at the half. UConn over Oklahoma for the National Championship. Let's go back upstairs to Robin.
All right, Mike, joined again by Vera Fortner. Quite a first half that we saw there, and you saw Gino talking about the struggles, and they really were struggling early on.
They were. There's a lot riding on this game, Robin, and so that's not surprising that UConn would come out a little jittery. Thought the coaching move of the game was Gino slowing the ball game down and letting his players catch their breath a little bit. And what a tremendous run they made at the end of the half to go in up double digits.
Well, he definitely needed to slow him down because the defense from Oklahoma was absolutely outstanding, especially denial on the wings. The perimeter defense caused some turnovers. I think the jitters caused some traveling calls and some other turnovers. 10 turnovers for UConn. They only averaged 14 in the entire game.
Well, you know, you saw UConn go up by 12 points at the end. It's hard to believe that.
Yeah.
You know, the Sooners were within a basket of getting within 2, and then they end on an 8-0 run. They are a team of runs. The UConn up by 12 at the break. When we come back, we'll take you on a trip. The trip here to the Final Four. There was jubilation and heartbreak along the way. We'll relive it for you when we come back.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the Women's Basketball Championship is brought to you by new Body Heat Activated Degree Gel. Kicks in the...
Marriott halftime report. You know, it's hard. Exactly 3 weeks ago today was Selection Sunday. 64 teams began this dance to San Antonio, and oh, what a dance it has been. Still 20 minutes away from finding out this year's champion. At the half, it's a 42-30 lead for UConn. We have seen some fabulous plays in this tournament.
We sure have, Robin. There are some phenomenal players in it right now, and they're very, very exciting to watch. And we're going to look at a few of the little plays that we've seen already this year. We've got great, just looking back right here, the alley-oop to Isis Tillis. And what's so exciting about this is, y'all, pretty soon, that's going to be a dunk in the women's game. And we've just seen some phenomenal post-up. But look at the backdoor passing. We've seen many post players be able to do that. We're getting bigger, stronger. We can finish with one hand. We can do so many things now. And it's exciting to think where our game is headed.
My biggest memory, I think, is the upset, because puppies are cuter than dogs to me, and I like the underdog. And there were Drake, BYU. There were a bunch of different upsets that took place, and as we look back, Brigham Young, remember Erin Thorne? Oh, remember her, the great three-point shooter? Set over Florida, the number 6 seed, Iowa State at home, the number 3 seed, outstanding. And then there was Drake. That sits in my mind. That was a big upset over Baylor, a number 2 seed. I don't know. Like I said, puppies, I guess, sometimes are cuter than dogs. And I'm an underdog, and I think that is what makes this game so exciting, when the team that's expected to win sometimes fall to a lesser opponent.
And what I have seen in the 7 years of covering this tournament is that the upsets are happening earlier. It used to be maybe the round of 16 you would see a top seed go down, but now we're seeing that happen early on in this tournament. Parity is starting to begin here in the women's game. Much more to come on the Marriott halftime report. We'll break down a little bit more. By the way, fair enough, would you grab me some popcorn? We'll come back here on the Marriott halftime report. Thanks.
This halftime report is presented by Marriott. Wherever business takes you, your Marriott awaits.
Looks like you're going out of town for a while.
Yeah, 2-week trip.
Now get the Wall Street Journal delivered for 8 weeks at just 38 cents a day, a 50% savings. Call now 800-554-400. That's 800-553-4400 for the Wall Street Journal.
Hope fans don't miss your
your chance to go to the 2003 Women's Final Four at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, April 6th and 8th. Call 913-831-1234 by April 26th to get your ticket application.
And don't forget the 2000 Men's Final Four in New Orleans at the Superdome, April the 5th and 7th. Call 913-236-9400 to get your ticket application. Or for either event, you can log on to ncaachampionship.com.
And welcome back at Marriott Halftime Report. And at the half, the Huskies have a 12-point lead. And Nell, in the pregame, you said inside play would be key, and it was.
And it was. UConn's first 10 points came off of offensive rebounding. UConn must continue to hit the boards. They were very, very aggressive to start with. Their first attempt wasn't working, but what do you always hear? It's the second and third shot that always kills you when you're playing UConn. And they're extremely aggressive on the offensive. They must continue to crash the boards and continue to affect the Oklahoma inside game.
Well, speaking of inside game, there wasn't a whole lot from Oklahoma. It's mostly been perimeter shooting, and that's been kicked off primarily by Stacey Dales, the All-American. I don't know where they'd be in this game without her. Check out the All-American up fake against the 1-4 spread offense. She's got a wide open lane to the key, and she can post. Here's a little dip down, quick turnaround off the glass. A big guard that can post, but she also is a big guard that has some nice moves. On penetration was so very, very key in that first half because the perimeter shot on the outside just were not falling.
They were not falling, but they got within 4 with a couple of minutes to go, and then UConn went on a run to end the game in the first half, and a 12-point lead. We are 20 minutes away from deciding this year's national championship. Will it be the Huskies ending the year with a perfect record? We'll find out soon.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship is brought to you by Sports Century, the top 50 and beyond. Weeknights at 8, only on ESPN Classic.
Is my beauty. My scars are my beauty marks of courage on the floor, on the court, on the field, and in the back of your mind, taking you off your game. I have the power. I have the power. I am the power. I am the power. I have the power. This is my house.
UConn trying to go 39-0 and win a national cup by 12 at the half over the Sooners of Oklahoma. It has been a game of streaks. UConn 14-6 to start the game. Swin Cash was tough inside, but the Sooners responded in the next 3 minutes with a 9-4 run. And UConn ended the first half 8-0 to take that 42-30 lead. Connecticut not hitting from the outside, but overall shooting 60% in the first half.
We talked about the supporting cast of both teams, and Connecticut right now, they're inside play. Swin Cash, they're getting the ball inside. That's where that 60% comes from. Connecticut only 0 of 3 from three-point range, all from Taurasi.
Sherry Cole, who got the job at Oklahoma on the recommendation of Gino Auriemma, trying to complete an improbable journey here at the Alamo Dome.
Well, we talked about the two-point guards, All-American Sue Bird and Stacey Dales, how they'll step up and make a difference in the second half.
Taurasi with a runner from 16. Good screen out inside from Jamie Talbert, allowing a shot at the ball.
Right, that team effort to get that rebound. Dales knocked it out, too. Sometimes the little things that these, quote, stars do out on the floor don't always show up in the stats.
Taurasi staying with Dales as she runs to the baseline. Talbert, good step through, and she'll draw the foul on Asia Jones. That'll be 2 on the senior.
Jamie Talbot only averages just under 8 points a game, and they don't have an inside presence, but you wonder if Oklahoma will try and go to Jamie Talbot. Her career high is 21 points against Butler. Don't know if she'll get that tonight, but if they can try and establish some kind of presence inside, it will help their cause.
That's her first point in this ball game. Hits them both. Let's go to...
Mike, I spoke with Sherry Cole and told her that Gino Ariema thought the pace of this game was playing into her hands. She said, yeah, he's a master of psychology. His lead is playing into his hands. She's disappointed that her team hasn't rebounded better and that they didn't take advantage of the stretch in the first half where they had UConn on the rope. She wants better rebounding and much better defense here in the second half, Mike.
She already got hurt on the boards off the miss by Bird as UConn starts the second half in the zone. Asia Jones right down the middle, uncontested. She has 11.
And even though Oklahoma got beat on the board, they had more shots than Connecticut.
Ross, great hesitation dribble, and draws the foul on Taurasi.
Well, I think that's going to be a key. Starting out at the beginning of the second half, how Oklahoma continues to attack. Because we saw in the beginning of the first half, when Connecticut picked up those quick fouls, they kind of were taken aback. Now, if Oklahoma can come out and get some fouls, attack like that, get themselves to the free throw line. Because you know what? They didn't get to the free throw line enough in that first half. They've got to do it in the second half.
And they're an exceptional free throw shooting team, nearly 75% as a ball club. Ross hits 1 of 2,
but they only took 3 in that first. Connecticut was 6 of 8.
Cash looking low, then goes to Bird. Taurasi, beautiful quick pass inside. With ball movement, they made that one look easy.
Taurasi was just setting it up. She wasn't even looking at Sue Bird when she got the basketball. It was coming to her. Quarterback throwing the ball ready before the receiver cut.
Talbert, as you suggested, getting more possessions and hits her first field goal of the game.
But you also wonder if that will play into the hands of Connecticut because they feel that Talbert's not going to beat them.
Talbert right now working hard on defense against Williams. Bird with that great dribble. Asia Jones can't get it in, but Williams is there for the follow. The senior from Dayton, Ohio.
What's happening with the Sooners, they're trying to block out, but they're getting so caught underneath the basket. By the time they block out, they're putting the Connecticut players in position to rebound.
Dales gave it the head fake on the 3, then tries to go baseline. Forced it up after she got too far under. And then a foul on Caton Hill.
On the previous play, watch Connecticut, how well they set picks underneath. You see Asia Jones coming over, Tamika Williams coming across, and there's no talk on the defense. Talbert was picked off. They either got to make the switch quicker or you've got to go around over the top. But that's got to be a switch that Stacey Dales knows is coming. They've got to talk to each other on defense.
Swing too strong. The long rebound to Williams. And Taurasi steps behind the three-point line to take a shot. And there's little Rosalind Ross at 5'9", snatching the rebound. Stacey Dales for 3. Line drive. Jumper. What a bounce. What a bounce. Three-point shot.
And maybe that's all she needs to get going.
You'd smile, too. That thing hit everywhere.
And there's that low pick again.
Cash lost it on the way up. And the foul will be on Stacey Dales. Keep in mind that neither one of these teams has depth they really want to go to.
This is a great shot right there because there's the future. Diana Taurasi and Gino Ariema, both Italians. And Taurasi kind of staring space, I think, from Sue Bird.
Cash at the line. One of 4 Naismith candidates in this starting lineup. And there's Taurasi again with Gino. Gino Ariema has won 30 games or more 6 consecutive seasons. .24 to go in the game. 50-38. Caulfield. Ross with a runner. Good hustle again by Caton Hill. She's had several hustle rebounds. Talbert blocked by Asia Jones. Rossi reached in and took it away from her. Bird 2-on-3. Takes it all away.
The defense, a quick double team, but Oklahoma wants to continue to push it. Poor shot selection.
Taurasi got a piece of that block and a foul on Oklahoma inside. And Sherry Cole is really hot.
It's the decision-making of her players. We talked about Talbot going inside. You see the double team, the block. And then Sue Bird take goal. Connecticut taking the lead, 52-38.
It's easy to notice things like one white.
Sue Bird's mom, a very nervous Nancy Bird. Sue looked nervous early. Were you surprised at that?
Sometimes she does look like that. I don't think she's nervous. I think that it's just, how can you help it? There's tension. I don't think she's nervous. I think she's always self-confident. I think that all the girls, you know, sometimes it just happens like that, but I don't think she was nervous.
She went down hard early in the first half, got up a little gimpy. How much did that scare you?
It scared me, but I've seen her do that 1,000 times. I have to say, I've seen her do that 1,000 times. The only time I didn't see her do it, she was at practice and she really hurt herself. So when I see her do it, it's okay, as long as I see her.
This just seems to be such a big night, and you are so nervous. Is this representative of everyone on the team and everyone with the program right now? Just big bundles of nerves?
No, I'm the only idiot. I just had a hot dog and a hamburger like I need it. That's just my personality. Trust me, I cannot be out there playing like she does.
Take a deep breath. Thanks for joining us. Back to you, Mike.
All right, Michelle, thanks very much. The largest lead of the ball game for UConn. Turnover here gives it to Caulfield. Oklahoma needs to stop the bleeding right now. Three-pointer will do it. All-American Stacey Dales bangs that one home. She has a dozen.
Way to call it, Mike. Two-time Big 12 Player of the Year. You know, Stacey Cole was telling me, as far as this, when they get down, she feels that the has really prepared them for this level. I had a chance to talk to the kids the other day in practice, and it wasn't a question as far as how much Connecticut scares you. Have you been down before? And they said, yes, in the Big 12, we play against big crowds all the time. We play against tough competition all the time. They felt that the Big 12 conference really prepared them for this level, and to play somebody like Connecticut, they felt that the Big East Conference wasn't as difficult as what the Big 12 goes in.
And what also helped them was going to Connecticut to play them earlier this year. Caulfield has picked up her third personal, but she'll stay on the court. And Swin Cash at the line. 16 points, 9 boards.
And 4 assists.
Just your average All-American evening.
Oklahoma really struggling to hit their shot. They're 33% from the floor, and it's been this pressure defense by Connecticut, switching things up.
This is Selman who has come back into the ballgame. Dales tries to take it inside, and a reach-in foul, I believe, on Taurasi. It is. That's Diana Taurasi, the sophomore from Chino, California.
Well, we heard that all the way. Gina Oriana said she wasn't shooting the ball. But Stacey Dale, she's going to have a busy next couple weeks. Gets married to her fiancé, Chris Schumann, who she met in class. And he was reading, it was a communications class, and he was reading the newspaper, and at the time, she was the number 2 in the assists. 12 behind Adrena Brown from Texas. And he said, you're only number 2? And threw the paper at her, and from there, we love at first sight, I guess.
Sounded like a rocky start.
Well, they get married in April.
Well, our best to them, 56-43. Bird, nice catch.
The thing that impresses me, too, is her footwork. She doesn't get caught for the travel with that bad pass.
Taurasi leans into one, fight for the rebound. Asia Jones comes up with it, and because Peyton Hill went to the floor, there was nobody there to check her for the easy follow.
Well, you can see Oklahoma is really trying hard on the boards to screen that Husky team out, but they are relentless.
Jackson kicks it outside Caulfield against Bird. Dale picked up her dribble. Tipped out of bounds by UConn with 12 on the shot clock. Conlon will come back in, and Taurasi will get a rest. Gino Ariema trying to alternate his starters and keep everyone fresh to an extent. Jackson, nice play off the baseline. Conlon commits the foul. Would have been a big bucket for Jackson. Would have had a shot at the three-point play, but she will go to the line for a pair. Jackson, just a freshman out of St. Louis. Been a good reserve off the bench this year. Good ball handler. Provided them instant offense. And even at 5'9", averages nearly 5 rebounds a game.
And this Oklahoma bench is deep. They've got a lot out there, but Deanna Jackson is the one that most of the offense, 58% of the bench comes from her scoring-wise.
Missed both free throws. The lead is still 15.
Asia Jones is so strong working inside to get position. She's been open, but the ball movement on the perimeter has been a little slow.
There's the switch and bounced off the knee of Tamika Williams.
Even though it's a turnover, you have to like how Connecticut was able to adjust and come up when they weren't getting the ball inside to come up and use the pick and roll.
We're at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio playing for the national title. Oklahoma and UConn. UConn has led all the way. Oklahoma tied it at 2 and 4, but they have never had the lead in this game, and that's a familiar spot for Connecticut. They have trailed some 50 minutes the entire year in 39 games, and now Bird will go out to get a breather. Still plenty of time to go, but if you're an Oklahoma fan, you want to see some signs of a comeback right here. Jackson goes all the way to the baseline, all the way underneath, double teamed and blocked. Got in too deep at 5'9".
She tried to create something, but as you said, got too far underneath, had nowhere to go.
Taurasi, nice one-hand pass to Jones. Fall-away jumper won't go. Here comes Dales. She loves to run. Tried to get it there, but it's another turnover in UConn basketball.
And Ashley Battle knocked the ball away. Stacey Dales thought she was going to have a nice dish off, but the floor just really wasn't quite spread enough.
Taurasi looking over at Gino Ariema to see what he wants. Jones outside. Taurasi backing down in the lane. Good anticipation by Jackson to get the steal. 3 on Ross, who's been quiet. Now to Dales for a 3 way off. Offensive rebounder Ross. Dales penetrates, shoots, and got it, and draws the foul.
If they can get more cuts like that, opening up the floor. Stacey Dales came from the weak side, all the way opposite side of the ball, with a nice pass inside. Diana Taurasi on the other side. Give credit to Deanna Jackson. As soon as Taurasi was trying to up and get inside position, Jackson kind of let go, and Taurasi fell down.
Dales can't complete the three-point play. It's 58-45. Oklahoma missing a couple of opportunities here in the last couple of minutes to cut bigger chunks out of that lead. If you're wondering why Taurasi holding the ball in backcourt, there is no 10-second count in the women's game. There is a backcourt after you cross it, but no 10-second count. Here's the reach in field. Caulfield going for the layup. Blocked from behind by Kay. Caulfield slowed down a little, come under control. Sherry Cole doesn't believe there was not a foul on that one.
Ultra powerful. Ultra easy.
7:23 to go in the game. UConn by 13. Here's Nancy.
Well, thanks, Mike. 40 of the 58 points in the game have come from UConn's triplets in the middle, Jones, Cash, and Williams. As you can see right now, none of these players have been touched by an Oklahoma player. You've got to meet them with force. You've got to have some contact, or it's going to be just a layup drill for them. In the first contest, they had 43 points. And you can see what's happening tonight. They are absolutely dominating. And don't you agree that the Sooners have got to be more physical?
Well, they're trying to. They just don't have the players, especially when they're running the four-guard offense. And Gino Ariema talked about coming into this game that his frontline players, not only one had to establish, but they had to make themselves hard. And they've definitely done that for Oklahoma.
Offensive foul call away from the ball. against UConn. And it was called an Ashley battle. That will be her first and the 16th Husk over of the night. Oklahoma still within striking distance, down by only 11. But UConn has kept it at bay when they get that close. Went right through the legs of Lanisha Caulfield.
And Sherry Cole was just kind of shaking her head on the sideline, and those are the kind of turnovers that is hurting her team.
Bird. Nice bounce pass inside to Asia Jones. Another backdoor cut, as Nancy said, layup drill.
Asia Jones, the versatility of being able to run the floor and having a repertoire of shots.
Caton Hill switched to the left hand, couldn't hit it. Bird. Nice catch by Cash. She goes to the left hand. Caton Hill hustled down, got the rebound.
Caton Hill was so concerned about Asia Jones behind her, and she was with somebody the ball off the outlet. She gets called for the travel.
10:22 to go for a national championship. Bird off the inbound. That great hesitation dribble. Oh, what a beautiful cut. Beautiful pass. Tamika Williams and Asia Jones combining on a classic play.
That's the one thing Sherry Cole talked about. You cannot help out on the double team. And it's so hard sometimes to teach the kids unless you have more than one day to really prepare for your opponent. But you cannot double team, because that is what's going to happen, is those back doors like that. And Sherry Cole knows her players have to help out a little bit more off the other rotation.
There's a foul on Sue Bird, and Caulfield is very lucky she was not called for a technical.
Well, Nancy Lieberman talked about Oklahoma being a little bit more aggressive, and I think that is just frustration right there.
Actually swung her elbows wide and then gave a little forearm shiver to Bird. Officials will normally give you a little latitude, means this much, but not more than that. (62-49). 10 minutes to go for the title from the Alamo Dome. And no matter who wins this game, we'll remember the Alamo Dome. Jones lost it. Nice tip by Caulfield. Here comes Ross.
And that's the thing Gino Auriemma talked about this particular game, too. He felt that with Oklahoma, it would be a very entertaining game for people to watch.
Caton Hill kicks it back out to Jackson. Little shovel pass to Stacey Dale. Back inside to Caton Hill. Double teamed and fouled by Sue Bird. That'll be 3 on Sue Bird.
And Sue Bird cannot believe it that it's not a jump ball. She does a great job helping out. Once the ball goes inside, Caton Hill puts it on the floor. It's all ball, and then it's across the arm. But that's when they call it, is across the arm.
And Caton Hill did a good job of turning her body so her arm did get involved in it. Because Sue Bird, for a couple of seconds, you're right, was just all over the ball. Free throw missed by Hill. They are 9 of 15 in this half.
Caton Hill for 8 years took jazz and tap. And said, my parents exposed me to everything.
It's like do a little Irish stomp right now inside. 62-50 Hill with another steal. She's shown great hustle tonight. Bird got back on defense. Ross for 3. Huge shot. They cut it to 9. Can the Sooners make the comeback? Caton Hill, an unsung hero in this game. And this time, hustle into points as Ross hits the 3. We're down to single digits. 9:05 to go. Oklahoma making a run. They have cut it to 9 with 9:05 left for a national championship in San Antonio. You knew they wouldn't go away.
Well, they've been down before, and there's no quitting those Sooners.
They scored 10 of the last 14. Taurasi. That'll be a block. And it's on Dales, her third. So Dales has 3, as does Caulfield. 3 for Taurasi and Bird for UConn.
It may not have seen it, Mike, but that was an unbelievable cut by Diana Taurasi off that high post. Normally, players will go to the outside, but as quick as she was coming back inside, I think it surprised the Oklahoma defense.
Taurasi and Bird, both exceptional free throw shooters. Back to 11. Looking for Dales, trying to run the baseline, but they have other options. Bodies fly. Jackson again got in a little deep and couldn't convert. Taurasi picked up by Dales, and here's an offensive foul.
We saw Swin Cash do that before. Gino Ariema's not happy.
Asia Jones, but that one, it's her third.
You see Jones pushing off, and what happened was when she dipped down to the right, then she pushed left, and the arm was way too far out there.
3 on Jones, so 3 Connecticut starters. Saddled with 3 fouls right now. And Gino Auriemma telling her why she was called. Caulfield at the line. Big free throws now. And the rest of the way with only 8:32 to go. Caulfield hits the free throw.
When she started playing basketball, her dad coached her, and then her mom kind of took over. She also played softball. Her mom coached her in softball. 2-sport athlete.
She's hit 6 out of 7 from the line, has a dozen. And Sherry Cole in an upbeat mood as her team is back on the 9 again.
And even when she's gotten mad, she's got a smile on her face. That's what Gino Auriemma says. She's too happy.
Well, she'll be wildly ecstatic if they can outscore Connecticut by 10 down the stretch. 6 on the shot clock. Bird has to go back and retrieve it. Kicks it out to Taurasi, wide open for 3. Couldn't hit it, but Williams with an offensive rebound and a fresh shot clock for Connecticut. Will double team and has to use the timeout.
Oklahoma worked so hard on the defensive end and then not to come up with the offensive rebound Connecticut did.
So often that three-point shot will lead to a long rebound. Even if you have good position, the other team manages to get it from you. Tomorrow on ESPN2, it's baseball opening day presented by Bo. It all starts at 1 Eastern. The Pirates at the Mets, followed by the Twins and the Royals, and then at 10 Eastern, the Rangers and the A's. For the complete schedule, log on to ESPN.com. This has been an entertaining ball game. And how often have you seen it? The big shots that Bird, big shots that Dales have hit. Your All-Americans are the ones that seem to take the shots at the critical moment, and invariably they make them.
Well, they want the ball. They thrive on pressure, and both coaches have talked about the presence that both those players have on the floor, the calming effect that they have with their teammates, and that they know that they're in control.
Taurasi to inbound. Swin Cash backing in against the double team. When Dales had her arms straight up, they're going to call her for the foul. That will be 4 on the All-American from Brockville, Ontario.
Well, you got to give credit to Connecticut to go right at Stacey Gales. She's got 3 fouls, and Swin Cash wanting the basketball to attack her, trying to come up with a 4th foul, and they do.
And Sherry Cole knows she can't take her out of the ball game, even with 4 fouls and 7:53 to go on the clock. This is it. Swin Cash gets the roll. 18 points for Swin Cash tonight and 11 boards. Some double-double in a national championship game. It's the second one as well. UConn responding to the Oklahoma run. They're 7:53 away from being undefeated.
Basketball.com.
Oklahoma and UConn playing for the national title at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. The lead is 11 with 7:53 to go. Connecticut trying for 39. and a third national championship, and now Stacey Dales will sit down with those 4 fouls. How long can they leave her there?
Well, they need her three-point shooting. Oklahoma is 5 of 13 from three-point range. Connecticut 0 for 6. Have not knocked down a three. They haven't had to.
Peyton Hill trying to penetrate. Nice bounce pass to Talbert. Missed the shot. Got her own rebound. Pump fakes the...
Well, that was a big rebound because Connecticut is dominating 36-20 on the boards, and Sherry Cole continuing to cheerlead on the side.
Now Connecticut can use a little time off that clock. Jessica Moore, the redshirt freshman, is in. She's number 31. Bird keeping the dribble alive. Now has to pick it up. The steal by Talbert. Excellent defense. Boy, you take it away from her, you've done a great job.
Well, she did. Bird did a good job cutting the corner, but the double team was too much on her, and she couldn't get an open look off the pass.
20 turnovers by Connecticut. Hill with a drive. Can't hit the shot. UConn ball. Boy, the offense was up calling for a foul again.
You know, this Connecticut team, again, #1 in the nation, field goal defense. The Sooners struggling to get shots to fall.
Taurasi, great use of the screen. Missed the shot, but Williams with a follow. Williams and Jones have just been sensational. The lead back to 11.
Williams has only missed one shot, 6 of 7 from the floor. Coming into the game, shot over 70%.
Jackson, they left her alone to take the three. She missed it. Caulfield offense. Ross for three. Ross has come up big. She has 14, and it's an 8-point game.
So one thing you knew about this Sooner team coming in, they can shoot the threes, and Gino Ariema said that was going to be a concern as far as trying to find who they were and get somebody on them.
Bird looks inside. Taurasi forced it, got it back, and scored. Another offensive rebound for the Huskies.
The second and third opportunities really hurting Oklahoma.
You just can't teach size, and that's what UConn has size. Oklahoma. 30-second timeout called by Oklahoma.
Diana Taurasi using her size, trying to go inside, and misses the first one, comes back off the second one. Jackson 9 and Taurasi at 6. But Taurasi is so confident in her ability to post up or face the basket.
Let's go to Michelle. She has more on Diana Taurasi.
Well, Mike, we're going to see a lot more of Diana Taurasi in the next couple of years. She knows she's going to miss these seniors terribly. But I asked her if she was ready to take over as the team leader, and she said, oh, yeah. And the seniors, Diana is not afraid to say anything. She hates to lose. She was the leader on the U.S. Junior National Team over the summer, and Sue Bird tells me Diana will have UConn under control next season, Mike.
Michelle, you know who specifically is not going to miss the four seniors? Pat Summitt of Tennessee said she might go to graduation and cheer when those diplomas.
Well,
you can't blame her. She'd have a lot of company.
And Diana Taurasi's role is going to change. She'll handle the ball a lot, but she'll also be taking more shots.
Stacey Dales back in the ball game. Gets the lead pass from Jack. Kick it back out. 5:19 and counting. It's a 10-point game. Jackson to Hill. Shot clock at 10. Ross. Sue Bird go up and get the ball.
Well, I thought Caulfield passed up an open look, and she's got to help out. If she's got those open shots, she's got to help her teammates out.
She didn't look like she wanted a three-point shot.
And this has been a great crowd for both sides.
Taurasi, a very aggressive pass. Great pass to Asia Joe from Williams, and then Cash with a she's foul.
Stacey Dales doing the thing as far as staying in the game self there. She knows she cannot block the shot. Asia Jones was wide open, but guess what? She distracted enough to miss it. But again, there is Connecticut with the offensive rebound.
Swin Cash will go to the line. It was the fourth foul on Peyton Hill, so they're starting to add up. She and Dales both with 4. Swin Cash makes it an 11-point game.
You know, and on the side, we saw Gino Auriemma trying to work out on offense as far as setting and spacing up in the pass. And I've kind of said, Gino Auriemma is the hand. He knows exactly what's going on, and everybody else is the glove on this team.
Lynn Cash has hit 11 out of 13 from the free throw line tonight. Normally only a 69% shooter. But Caulfield again then drives and threw it away.
Oklahoma panicking a little bit, trying to rush things. They've got to stay calm within their offense.
Annie, you don't get that many open looks against UConn's defense. Take them.
Every opportunity you can, and you only get one chance, it's going to be tough.
Bird. Oh, would that have been pretty just to see the catch made? I mean, unbelievable ball movement, but maybe a little much.
Williams had 5 red jerseys around her, and give credit to Tim's presence of mind with that flicking it out there to Asia Jones, even though it went out of bounds.
21 UConn turnovers. We'd have to search the history books. I can't imagine somebody having 21 turnovers in a championship game and winning the title. But that's what it looks like tonight. Wide open, Caton Hill. They cut it to 8 again. Oklahoma refusing to go quietly against undefeated UConn. Their smallest victory margin all year, 9 points against Virginia Tech. Right now they're up by 8. Cash to Bird.
And now it's up to the Sooners to come up with their own run.
Foul on Asia Jones. 4. Good job by Caulfield at 5'9", battling to get the rebound.
And then for foul number 15, Asia Jones.
The worst performance, as we take a look at the three-point shooting, UConn 0 for 7. They are the best three-point shooting team in the country coming into this game. 41-1. Best in the country. They have yet to hit one.
Their worst performance was against Virginia Tech, where they were 2 of 10 in the second game. And in the first game, where it was 59-50, they won that game. They were 2 of 4. They only took 4.
Caulfield now with 13 points. It is a 7-point game. Make it 6. Holy cow, what a comeback by Oklahoma. They're within 6 points. Don't go away.
Wow. So cool. Can he do it again?
Sure. They'll get one more.
Okay, so where does he get him? Yeah.
I don't know.
With a great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
Ooh, that's a first.
Make it a Bud Light.
Introducing the Isuzu Axiom. It says sexy city style. It has a V6 with 230 horses. Giddy up. Leather trim seats. Smooth.
Get it, 3:24 left in the game. UConn, of course, trying to be the second Husky team to ever go undefeated in the NCAA and tied Tennessee for the best ever record at 39-0. Tennessee, the second team to do it. Texas back in '86 was the first in NCAA play. There were, however, before the NCAA took over, several undefeated teams in women's college basketball, Annie.
Immaculata, Delta State, and the Louisiana Tech team in '81. But Immaculata, 3 national championships in a row. Delta State, the same thing. Great team.
Big possession here. Sue Bird, the All-American, with a miss. Caulfield with another rebound.
And as you said in the timeout, Bird had got to come out at that timeout shooting the basketball. She did. She got a good open look. It didn't go down for her.
Ross, under 3 minutes to go. Dales, guarded by Williams, goes baseline, travels.
Well, I don't know. She showed the basketball. I don't think Melissa Barlow, who called the travel, had really seen that kind of play before. Stacey Dale's a little surprised.
2:46 and counting. Ross waiting for Bird. Asia Jones trying to make something happen in the lane. Basket. Caulfield. We had a good look at that one. Tried to flop and draw the foul. The officials weren't buying any.
I think Caulfield did a good job, though. The nice backdoor.
Nice cut and a beautiful pass. Caton Hill has had a sensational game.
Well, to get back to Caulfield, Lanish Caulfield, 5'9", doing the best you can against Asia Jones at 6'2". Whatever can work for her.
I'd flop too. 2 minutes to go. 73-67. Jones bobbled the ball. Saves it on the baseline to Cash. Now Bird, 5 on the shot clock. Terrazas. Offensive rebound to Swin Cash. And a timeout called by Gino Auriemma. Another long rebound. Well, they've gotten them long, short, and in between tonight, Ann.
Every going through the Big East tournament, through the NCAA tournament, somebody on the starting 5 has stepped up. Swin Cash has been huge in this game. There you see the three-point field goals. Connecticut, 1 have been cold. Last year in the finals, Diana Taurasi, 0 for 11 from three-point range.
But the whole team has been unable to hit them, and Sue Bird, one of the nation's leaders at 47% from long range.
Well, it's not that that's hurting them so much as their turnovers. They've kept it in the lead, I think, because of their rebounding, and their front line has been relentless down there, and the shooting percentage by Tamim and Swin Cash.
You know who this is tougher on? The players? On the moms. Nancy Bird. Nobody from Connecticut has seen one this close all year. 73-67. Taurasi backing in on Jackson with a big height advantage. Into the lane, leans into Dale's basket and the foul. And if it's on Stacey Dale, she's gone. It is. The All-American will foul out with 1:31 left. Stacey Dales gets a standing ovation.
Deservedly so.
She is a wonderful player who came from Canada to help Sherry Cole get the resurgence started, and she has done just that.
She just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, but look at Diana Taurasi. Timing-wise, didn't know Dales was going to come over, but just the timing off the spin off Jackson was incredible. And Gino Auriemma said in the first Oklahoma meeting in December, he really felt Diana Taurasi had turned the corner. When she had gotten into foul trouble in the first half against them, went scoreless, and scored all 18 points in the second half, he said, she's done it. She's turned that corner, and she knows what it takes.
Taurasi makes it a three-point play, 76-67. Without Stacey Dales, Oklahoma will have to play the final minute and a half. Hill, a lot of contact, no whistle. Taurasi goes for the rebound, knocks it over. Jones gives it back to Sue Bird. And now they've got a foul.
They can't let too much time run off the clock.
They already have. Down to 1:05. Here's my question. Why do you waste the first 10 seconds and then commit the obvious foul?
I don't think that they were sure on what to do. Letting too much time run off the clock, and Sherry Cole, you know, losing to Gino Auriemma. And again, this game is not lost. There's time left where they can come back and knock down 3. But she has loved his relentless attitude.
Connecticut has hit 17 of 20 free throws, and 85% on the night.
And that team has it. But she feels that she's picked up a lot of that and has instilled it in her kids, too.
78-67, and here's a nice move. Full court press to make Oklahoma take even more off the clock. Reach in nearly another steal. 56.4 to go.
Sooners have to come up with some quick shots.
Oklahoma 32-3, trying for that magical 33rd, which would bring them a championship. Ross being dogged outside. Tough shot by Ross. What a three, gliding to the left, and she drained it.
That's the quick shot I'm talking about. You cannot hesitate. Go ahead and get the shot blocked. Go ahead and get fouled. But at least put it up in the air and give yourself a chance.
one up in the corner, but this time she's looking big. Great hesitation move there. Twin catch, just getting her arms up, but Ross has to take charge now.
Boy, that's tough when you can't even get your feet set and square your shoulders. Coming up next, Sports Center, Dan Patrick and Stuart Scott will take a look at the Huskies as they seek perfection in this one. How about the Hoosiers? And play ball. Everything coming together on Easter Sunday. Easter to everyone.
All the families?
Absolutely. Less than a minute to go. 78-70. Oklahoma and UConn. Oklahoma with 2 timeouts left. UConn just 1. And a foul. And Bird will go back to the free throw line.
The one player you kind of like to try and keep the ball out of her hands. Not only with her ball handling ability, shooting over 90% from the free throw line.
And you just get the feeling if she's got to make shots to win the game, they're going in. I remember the first time we saw her play in the NCAA tournament her first year. We said, boy, what a special player she is going to be. And she's special enough to win Player of the Year award and make consensus All-American.
And as good as this team is this year, they were a pretty good team last year. Shea Ralph and Svetlana Abrahamova got hurt, and a lot of these kids that are seniors were juniors, stepped in, going into the NCAA tournament and got that playing time.
Credit to Mika Williams with that last block as she reached out and knocked down the three-pointer of Caton Hill, and now the countdown will commence. 35.2 seconds to go. The lead is 10. And with All-American Stacey Dales on the bench, the quest for the Oklahoma Sooners to pull the upset and win a title in their first Final Four is rapid appearing.
A close relationship of Stacey Cole and Sherry Cole and Gino Auriemma. And Sherry Cole had said, you know, when the game's over, you're always a winner because you always have that friendship. And if it wasn't for me, if I don't win the championship, I'm going to be glad for Gino Auriemma.
Nancy Bird, the emotions showing on her face, knocked out of bounds to Oklahoma with 28.8 seconds left.
You got to love the heart of the team. They were up and down, but they made comebacks. And this is a team that's been a long time this program to be heard.
And what a journey. Back in 1990, they abandoned women's basketball. And 6 years ago, Sherry Cole came along out of Norman High School. And in 6 short seasons, has taken them from virtually nothing to the national championship game. But not enough against Gino Auriemma's Huskies. Connecticut is perfect. Oklahoma tonight, Annie, gave Connecticut more than a lot of people thought they could. We suspected it might be a much closer game than many thought, and it was, and Oklahoma certainly had their opportunities, and they really gave the Huskies everything they could handle and more.
I really think the fact that they came in and believed that they could beat the Huskies in a one-game situation, and you saw that heart, you saw the effort. They did not open shots. It was very difficult. Inside presence by Connecticut. They established it early. They got to the glass. They out-rebounded Oklahoma. Oklahoma kept coming back, knocking down threes. And how about Connecticut not hitting one three-point shot and to get this kind of win?
Let's go to Michelle. She has Auriemma.
You know I do, but this hug is something I don't really want to interrupt. Now they're going to let me. We'll start with Gino. This Oklahoma team, you had them by 12 at halftime. They never quit. Just talk about their effort and what you were thinking down the stretch as they kept creeping closer.
Well, I never thought the game was over until it went off because I know those Oklahoma kids. I know the way Sherry coaches. I know Stacey Hansmeyer. Their staff did an unbelievable job preparing their team. And I knew, even when we got up 15, we had a couple chances to put the game away. And when we didn't, I knew they were coming back. There's no doubt in my mind. But our guys just, you know, what can you say? You know, all we got to do is put the ball into D's hands. And I can't say enough about Swing Cash and the shot that Asia Jones made right there won the game. That turnaround jump shot.
For the first time in this whole run, including the Big East Championship, every single win, you are starting to show some emotion at last. 39-0. It's only been done once before. This is only the second time a women's team has gone, the same women's team has gone undefeated. Can you yet grasp how special this is?
No, I don't think I can. Everybody's been saying this is a great team, and everybody said, well, what are they going to do when they get in a close game? Well, we got in a close game, and these kids came through like unbelievable. The reason there wasn't any emotion before was because this is the only thing these kids ever wanted, and
all right, let's talk to the kid who wanted it most. Sue Bird, nervous coming into this game. Can you talk team's frame of mind in that first half?
I don't even know. I don't know personally what was wrong with me, but I know my team did a great job tonight, especially Swin and Dee and Asia and Tamika. I mean, they all stepped up. And that's why we're the greatest, well, not the greatest team, but we're one of the greatest teams. You know, when somebody's having anybody can step up and do it for us, especially in the biggest game.
And in the biggest game, when that clock finally started to tick down, your tears started rolling. Can you describe what was going on in your mind?
Just all the hard work throughout my 4 years, you know, all the tears, the blood, whatever it may be, the injuries. You know, we prevailed as a class, and this is the biggest stage right here, and we did it. You know, we went undefeated, and we were able to win a national championship. And words don't really describe how I feel right now.
Has it dawned on you, did it dawn on you guys coming in, this was the last game you four seniors were going to play together?
You're going to make me cry again. You know, yes and no. We realized it was a game, but at the same time, we knew what was at stake. And we wanted this really badly. Got to give credit to Oklahoma. They did a great job. But, you know, win.
Congratulations, Sue.
Thank you very much.
Let's send it back to Mike Patrick.
Michelle, thanks very much. The emotion obvious on the face of Gino Auriemma and his kids. Wonderful team, and they earned this, Annie.
Well, they did, and the biggest thing is they were a team of unselfish players that accepted their roles, everyone from the starters down to who was on the bench. And Gino has created a family there, which he's like a father and a brother and all rolled into one. And the love of these four seniors for each other has really been remarkable to watch.
And how appropriate for Connecticut. All five starters finished in double figures, and they go 39-0. Robin, that is quite a show from the Huskies.
Yes, indeed. We will remember the Alamo for what we saw tonight. 30,000 here. No, it was not the perfect game, but boy, V, it was the perfect season.
I don't know what else to say about this team. I mean, you look at a team, anybody else you would say it was a bad game with 20 turnovers. They didn't hit a shot from the perimeter from behind the arc. You would look at that and see negative. But this team, again, shows just how tremendous they are, particularly those four seniors in terms of their experience and their determination to win this national championship.
I tell you, you got to really give some credit to Oklahoma. They really did a great job of taking UConn really out of an offensive flow all night long. But the big three came up big for UConn. Tamika Williams, Asia Jones, and Swin Cash dominated the boards, which helped them negate the 21 turnovers right there. And they also got themselves to the free throw line, which was made a big difference in the outcome.
It was wonderful to see their emotion because they've held it in check, because this is what they wanted all along. They didn't care about a Big East championship. They didn't care about being undefeated. They cared about winning a national championship, and by golly, they had to earn it, but they got it. 39-0. When we come back here live to the Alamo Dome, we will have the trophy presentation for the perfect Huskies of UConn.
The Forerunner and Xterra try to sell you with lots of rock music and mud. At Isuzu, we thought you'd prefer more horsepower, more cargo space, and America's longest warranty. But if you want more mud, be more mud.
Now get 0% financing for up to 5 years or $3,000 cash back.
In life, everybody's got to carry their own weight.
In some cases, more than others.
Extra support insoles have an arch guard and are proven to relieve foot fatigue for people who carry around extra weight. Dr. Scholl's.
Look, feel, do better.
People who don't use 1-800-COLLECT make me mad. I pity fools who don't know it saves a buck or two. 1-800-COLLECT always leaves a good impression. Use your head. Dial 1-800-COLLECT. Save a buck or two.
Talk me in.
First up, surveillance cams. Laser grid next. Now, the tough one. The floor is heat sensitive.
This is too easy.
Oh, one more thing. Attack dog.
When your body rises, New Degree Gel kicks lunch. Later on SportsCenter, baseball begins again. And Mike Davis talks about Bob Knight in the Sunday Conversation.
People try to make it a big deal. They didn't call me, I didn't call him, but there's no problem at all.
SportsCenter, right after the game.
For the second time in 3 years, the Yukon Huskies are national champions. They have just defeated Oklahoma 82-70, a perfect 39-0 record intact. With the trophy presentation, let's get you down to the floor and Michelle Tafoya.
All right, your attention, everybody, please. To present the championship awards tonight, here is the chair of the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship. Don't do that, Diana. Dr. Mary Alice Jeremiah, Senior Associate Director of Athletics, Cal State University Fullerton, and Dr. Cedric Dempsey, the President of the NCAA.
Thank you very much, Michelle. First of all, let me congratulate both Oklahoma and Connecticut for a fantastic season and a phenomenal championship. And now on behalf of the Women's Basketball Committee, it is our pleasure to present the 2002 championship trophy to the Huskies from the University of Connecticut.
That's an unbelievable game, wasn't it?
Coach Oriema, 39-0. You said coming in that if you did it, it wouldn't be like you were the first men on the moon, because there had been men on the moon before. But you sure seem to take a different rocket ship getting there.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was without question the most difficult game that we have had to play. Oklahoma was unbelievably good. They were unbelievably good. I don't think there's ever been a national championship game that was played by two better teams that played as hard. I'm just so proud of my team right now, and you know what? It's until you've gone through 4 years with these kids and experienced what they've experienced, these seniors, you'll never know, but you're going to get a glimpse of how special it is for them and how much they mean to not just the University of Connecticut, but college basketball as a whole. And I'm just so proud of them. I really am.
Congratulations once again. All right, Tamika Williams wants one word. You're promising one. Jubilation! Robin, back to you.
Well said, well said. Jubilation indeed. When we come back, we'll have our final thoughts, plus a moving tribute to the 64 teams that mesmerized us this March, including, of course, the national champions.
The West Side is calling timeout.
The Uptowns are down by 3. With the shake. Ice water from Darty.
Lewis Trick with the boogie.
Got the rubber bump special. 4 high legs left. Let him run, Joe. Let him go.
Energy efficiency begins with natural gas.
Natural gas is efficient from the start. Gas comes direct from the source underground to your home.
Efficient natural gas heat means fresh air warmth the minute you turn up the thermostat, even on the coldest day.
Heats water twice as fast as same-size electric. Now that's efficient. Still saves on utility bills.
When you talk about saving precious energy...
Yesterday, today, tomorrow. You're talking about...
efficient natural gas.
For 4 days and 4 days only, it's an absolute invoice sale at Bill Rogers Buick in Knoxville. Only the second time in 12 years we've made this offer. Everything's included. Buick Century, Regals, Plus Sabres, Park Avenue, even Buick Rendezvous. The sport utility vehicle that outsells the SUV made by Acura and Mercedes. Buick's an absolute invoice. Get the buy of a lifetime for 4 days and 4 days only. If you've ever wanted to buy a Buick for absolute invoice, then get the Bill Rogers Buick in Knoxville. Hurry, sale definitely ends April the 1st.
We've got SportsCenter coming up. Dan Patrick, Stuart Scott. It is the start of the Major League Baseball season, the end of a fabulous college season in the women's game, 39-0, the Connecticut Huskies, and what a ride it was. And we have a new measuring stick, don't we?
That's right, we do. We have a new measuring stick in the women's college basketball game, and it's called the UConn Huskies. They played under incredible pressure tonight. Might not have been their prettiest effort all year, but they played against their toughest competition, and they came through in a big...
But you know what, Nell? There's another arena. It's the arena of the entire stage of women's basketball fans out there. Being here in San Antonio has made me have a greater appreciation for how far this sport has come. To think of a sellout crowd of near 30,000, it not only speaks to exactly how far this game has come, but exactly where it's going. And I think UConn epitomized, just as you said, the standard of where excellence is for the women's basketball game today.
And you, too, are the standard of excellence as well. It has been a joy with you once again. And for all of us at ESPN to bring this fabulous championship right into your homes. And I hope that we have conveyed the excitement, the determination, and the heart that goes into playing for a national championship. Now, for the past 7 years, I've had the joy of sitting in this chair and bringing this championship to you and working along the absolute best that ESPN has to offer. And further proof of that, as we leave you, we are going to show you wonderful images of a terrific March Madness. And folks, never stop believing.
This is what you have been waiting for.
This is the culmination of all the dreams
And hopes of every little girl.
54 dance, and only one takes home the prize.
Connecticut hunts for a perfect season deep into the heart of Texas, but could the end come sooner than expected? We'll preview the men's final, where this Terp will be a wanted man against Indiana. Speaking of Indiana, we'll hear from the head of
He's talking about what might happen if there were a subversive on the staff. I would like to ask him now, even though he's not under oath, whether he has any information at all of any kind to justify this attempted smear against these 14 young men who have done such an excellent job uncovering communists. If he has no information, then he should be honest enough to tell us. If he has information, he should take the stand and take the oath as these young men have been taking it. Now, may I ask you, Senator, do you have any information to indicate that there is anyone on my staff who is subversive, as you have indicated in your questioning?
Senator Simon, answer the question, then we're going to have to vote. I will answer that question this way, Senator McCarthy. In all the years that I have been in this, based on the testimony that's been given before this committee under oath, I think the files of what you call my staff, my director, my chief of staff, have been the sloppiest and most dangerously handled files that I have done since I've been in the government.
All right, recess for 10 o'clock. Mr. Chairman, now you can run away if you like, Stu. You can run away if you like. You have been here trying to smear the staff of this committee. The young men who have been working to uncover communists, you jump up and run away without answering the question. I have asked you a simple question. Do you have any evidence of any kind to indicate that they're subversive amongst these young men? If not, you are leaving here this afternoon, leaving a smear upon the name of each and every one of them. You shouldn't do that, Mr. Symington. That's just dishonest. That's the thing that the Communist Party has been doing too long.
Apparently, every time anybody says anything against any working for Senator McCarthy, he is smearing them and he's accusing them of communism.
Just answer the question. Do you know of any subversive?
That's the best answer that I can give.
Do you know of any?
Stand in recess until 10 o'clock.
You won't answer whether you know of any subversive. Mr. Chairman, even though the chair is leaving, I want to make this record. And Mr. Reporter, will you take this down? Mr. Reporter, will you take this down? Mr. Symington, other members of the Democrat Party here have been intimating that they know of some subversive on the staff investigating communists. I have asked Mr. Symington point blank to tell us whether he knew of any such subversive. He runs away. He won't answer the question. May I say that is the most dishonest, the most unfounded smear upon some of the most outstanding young men that I have ever seen work to uncover communists. And before this is over, the American people have a better picture of it. I guess we must go and vote now.
Today on Turner Classic Movies, homegrown Hollywood host Ken Murray takes a good look at the stars that put the tinsel in Tinseltown, in Hollywood, my hometown. Then Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis's third outing together finds them at odds with Uncle Sam in At War with the Army. And our special memorial tribute to the late Anthony Quinn begins with Quinn flying across the China sky. Turner Classic Movies is flying high here today.
He's like a walking encyclopedia. He knows the picture, who was in it, who the character actors were, who the director was, who the producer, even the cameraman. It's just incredible. He's got that type of brain.
I think he really knows more about movies, old ones and new ones, than anybody I know.
He's loaded with talent because a lot of people look up to him, like him, and respect, which is a great word. They respect Robert Osborne.
Robert Osborne. His unique insights are just one more difference between classic movies and Turner Classic Movies.
He really does know more about my movies than I do. It's amazing.
Talent searches take Hollywood to the strangest places. One of the biggest talent hunts in recent years away to find Milton Fox for MGM's new comedy, Quick Before It Melts. The search ended dramatically with John Moore, young Southern California naturalist and animal trainer. John has a way with animals and birds. Rare birds like this are his hobby. John has traveled to many remote parts of the world, including Australia, New Caledonia, Africa, and Asia, collecting wildlife. The llama is a native of Peru. By coincidence, Milton Fox is his neighbor. Like any other day, John was rounds of his animal and bird friends and had stopped to wrestle with a pet bear when the telephone rang. Noted producer-director Delbert Mann was on the line. He described to John the character of Milton Fox and his star making the film. John listened in. Did he have the answer to Milton Fox? Director Mann was assured by John that he did. These are the bare facts of Milton's discovery. A date was made by Mann to meet Milton Fox for an audition and film test. Arriving at the MGM studios, John was directed to see where the amazing Little America pole sets were recreated for Quick Before It Melts. Can that be Milton Fox in John's mysterious crate? Eagerly awaiting their first glimpse of Milton were producer Douglas Lawrence, writer Dale Wasserman, cameraman Russell Harlan, assistant director Eric von Stroheim Jr., and Mann. Meet Milton Fox. 9 months old, 20 inches tall, weight a solid 12 pounds. Milton is a native Californian of Chilean ancestry. On the soundstage, Milton gets acquainted with one of his co-stars, Robert Morse, while George Maharis found Milton a fascinating photographic subject. A makeup expert decided Milton required just a touch of eyeshadow and a dab of powder to take the shine off his beak. Okay for sound, reported the microphone boom man. Cameraman Harlan said there hadn't been such a profile in pictures since Durante. A career goes uphill, Milton, not down. Milton tries out his wardrobe. A male. Lights, camera, action. Milton's screen test begins. The big moment. Milton may seem to have cold feet, but not with Morse lending encouragement. Can Milton take direction? To the letter, since he plays Little America's mailman. Milton gets the role. A star is born. Anjanette Comer and Janine Gray make it official. A star is Milton's igloo dressing room. Milton approves as lovely Yvonne Craig touches up her makeup and his between scenes. Getting into the act is Sidney DeSeal, another of Milton's applauding pals in MGM's romantic farce comedy.